Hello guys, welcome to yet another wonderful session of learning with Prep Class. My name is Tutor Olalikon Israel, your Prep Class English tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in today's session of learning. Now in today's session, we will be answering questions from the WAEC English 2018 past question 21 to question 25. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming WAEC examination. So, without wasting much time, let's get down to the business of the day. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Turn on the post notification so you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. Okay, let's move on to the question sections. Alright, now the instruction reads: after each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretation is given. Choose the interpretation that is most appropriate for each sentence. After each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretation is given. Choose the interpretation that is most appropriate for each sentence. Question 21 reads: can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? Can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? This means that Oka A does not really know anything. B, this means that Oka knows so much than we think. C, this means that Oka is admired by everybody. D, this means that Oka respects other people. Which of these options is the most appropriate for this sentence? Can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? Now, for you to actually give the best interpretation for this sentence, you actually have to put yourself in the shoes or in the position of the speaker. How would you deliver a sentence like this? Can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? Now, the best interpretation for this sentence is option A. This means that Oka does not really know anything. Can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? So you're simply implying that he doesn't even know anything, but he behaves as if he has all the knowledge in the world. Now the answer is option A. This means that Oka does not really know anything. Now, if Oka knows more than we think, which is option B, if Oka knows more than we think, then the sentence would have been, can you imagine Oka acting or behaving as if he does not know anything? Now, this would imply that he actually knows more than we think, because he is behaving as if he does not know anything. But he actually knows more than we think. But the sentence says, can you imagine Oka behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world? This means that Oka does not really know anything. It's just forming, it's just showing. Now, option C, Oka is obviously not admired by everybody. As we can see, two people gossiping about Oka. Two people are actually gossiping about him. That means that he is not actually admired by everybody. So option C is wrong. Now, option D is also wrong because it can be inferred that Oka does not respect everybody. Because if he did, he won't be behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world. You would listen to and take advice from others. Even if you know everything, you would listen and take advice to others. So he doesn't respect everybody. He doesn't even respect their opinion. So the best interpretation for this sentence is option A. This means that Oka does not really know anything. He's just behaving as if he has all the knowledge in the world, which is not possible. This means that Oka does not really know anything. The answer to this question is option A. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 22. Akin is too full of himself. This means that Akin, remember, we have to select the best option, the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence. Akin is too full of himself. This means that Akin A talks too much. B, this means that Akin eats too much. C, this means that Akin is too proud. D, this means that Akin is quite annoying. For option B, there's supposed to be an S after it to make it eats. It's a singular verb because Akin is a singular subject. So what is the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence? Akin is too full of himself. Now, to be too full of oneself is an idiomatic expression that means to be proud. So saying Akin is too full of himself means that Akin is too proud. Akin is too full of himself. It means that Akin is too proud. So, moving on to the next question, question 23. Remember, we have to select the most appropriate interpretation for the sentence. Question 23 reads: she slugged her guts out for the examination. She slugged her guts out for the examination. This means that A, she failed the examination despite working hard. B. This means that she passed the examination despite not working hard for it. C. This means that she used unfair means to face the examination. D. This means that she really worked hard. She really worked very hard for the examination. She slugged her guts out for the examination. What is the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence? Now, what does the expression "she slugged her guts out" mean? Now, to slug one's guts out means to put a great amount of effort into something. To slug one's guts out means to put a great amount of effort into something, to work very hard at something. So, the answer to this question is option D. She slugged her guts out for the examination. This means that she really worked very hard for the examination. She had sleepless nights because she wanted to pass the examination. She was studying hard for the examination. She slugged her guts out for the examination. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 24. Remember, we had to select the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence. Question 24 reads, I admire Modu. Very few people can stomach all of Adaise's insults. I admire Modu. Very few people can stomach all of Adaise's insults. This means that Modu A tolerated Adaise's insults. B. This means that Modu was a weakling. C. This means that Modu had to answer Adaise's insults. D. This means that Modu did the right thing by remaining silent. Which of these is the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence? Now, to stomach something means to tolerate, to bear. So, saying I admire Modu, very few people can stomach, very few people can tolerate all of Adaise's insults. Very few people can bear it. This means that Modu tolerated Adaise's insult. She didn't respond. She tolerated Adaise's insult. To stomach means to tolerate. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 25. Remember, we had to select the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence. Question 25 reads, after months of battling with stroke, he is now a shadow of his former self. After months of battling with stroke, he is now a shadow of his former self. A. This means that he is now frail. B. This means that he is vulnerable. C. This means that he is hopeless. D. This means that he has also recovered. What is the most appropriate interpretation for this sentence? After months of battling with stroke, he is now a shadow of his former self. To be a shadow of oneself means to change dramatically. It refers to someone or something that is not as strong, healthy, or lively as before. Battling with stroke, you see people they would get lean, hairs falling off, so they are becoming a shadow of their former self. They are not as strong, as healthy, or lively as before. A person or thing that has become weaker in physical or mental capacities. This is what it means to be a shadow of oneself. So, the answer to this question is option A, is now frail. To be frail means to be weak. Remember, to be a shadow of oneself means to change dramatically. To not be as strong as you used to be before. To not be as healthy or lively as before. So, to be frail now means to be weak. So, the answer to this question is he is now frail. After months of battling with stroke, he is now a shadow of his former self. This means that he is now frail. He is now weak. He is now weak. He is no longer strong as before. He is no longer as healthy as before. He is no longer as lively as before. The answer is option A. The most appropriate interpretation for this sentence is option A. After months of battling with stroke, he is now a shadow of his former self. This means that he is now frail. He is now weak. He is no longer healthy. He is no longer strong. He is no longer lively. Because the sickness has taken its toll on him. So, the correct answer is option A. And with that, we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, drop your questions in the comment section. Do not forget to join us on WhatsApp. Check for the link to our WhatsApp group in the description of this video. Share this content and other contents on our different channels with your friends and loved ones. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.